here's the bad thing about most fitness YouTubers today is that they're on drugs. They're on like a copious amount of drugs. How long did it take to get jacked by Mr. Hamza? Let's see.
Jeffrey looks into his dirty mirror and he is disgusted with his body. How do I get rid of this? He says while he grabs onto his lower belly fat. But Jeffrey, you've only been going to the gym for a couple of weeks. Have patience. Adonis. Adonis has the physique of a Greek god. These results didn't arrive in a week or a month or even a year. Adonis has been working hard in the gym.
Oh, also, just so you know, he at this moment in time, I want you to know something, okay? At this moment in time, he's actively, you may not have even noticed it. He's giving children body dysmorphia. That's what he's doing. At this moment in time, what he's doing right now is giving teens body dysmorphia. He's giving teen boys body dysmorphia. I'm sorry. This is fake. I'm not sure if you knew this, but like, it's not even like necessarily unattainable in the sense of like the Giga Chad. He's not even necessarily unattainable in the sense of he took drugs to get there. This is literally fake. This is an edited photo of a human being that was used as an art piece on a commentary of like the male physique and like in like modern times. I'm going to tell you this now. This is not, you will not look like this.
Gym for decades. In fact, when Adonis was in the womb, he was bench pressing. This is how he has built the perfect male physique. Picture this. I'm a 16-year-old skinny fat brown kid and I've just really gotten horny. I'm in high school and totally noticing the girls around me and I want to actually start to date. But I look into the mirror and I don't feel attractive, particularly because I had grown up quite skinny for most of my life, and yet at this point I'd been eating the school lunches, the fucking disgusting Western diet, literally just eating like carbs and bread and shit, pizzas and fucking whatever. Why do they feed that shit to kids, bro? You really are what you eat, bro. I know this is a separate topic, but you really are what you eat. Don't trust anyone who tells you you can eat whatever you want as long as you eat this.
You can eat whatever you want as long as you eat the right calories. What?
I know this is a separate topic, but you really are what you eat. Don't trust anyone who tells you you can eat whatever you want as long as you eat the right calories. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking evil advice. So I'm eating the school meal.
What does that mean? Has he even heard that before? Eat whatever you want as long as you eat the right calories? Yeah, do you mean like right amount of calories? Okay, when it comes to just weight loss, that is correct. But when it comes to health, no. You're right. That you can't eat just whatever you want if what you want is like to be healthy. If you can eat like a single slice of pizza every single day for a year and you'll like completely drop weight. You'll drop a lot of weight, but that doesn't mean you'll be healthy. You will be an unhealthy person.
Meals for about a year. I gained fat and I'm 15, 16 years old and I'm kind of chubby now. I remember one day, bro, I walked into my school classroom with my friends were there, and just abruptly they walked up to me and said like, oh yeah, we've all decided like you're the fattest one now. You're out of all of us. And there was a little fat kid next to me, bro. I still remember him. He was definitely fatter than me, but I was like, no, he's fat. No, you are. You've gotten really fat, Hamza. It was really embarrassing.
Damn, was that his Joker moment? That's crazy. Anyways.
Chicken and vegetables and shit, disgusting diet. And he lost weight. Then he got me to do the same thing. We were eating literally 600 calories. Fucking stupid, bro. 600 calories a day. I think that's like stunted my puberty growth. Now I've got like very skinny wrists and shit. So 600 calories a day, bro. Lost some weight and stuff. And then he started going to the gym and watching like the old school YouTubers, fitness YouTubers, the good ones. So there was like Scooby. He watched the Hodge twins. I started watching them as well. These were like the good guys, bro. These fucking YouTubers were prime, man. Wait, hang on. Let me put some respect on his name, bro. Scooby 1961. Oh, so that's probably when he was born. He's still making
6-minute high protein. I've never heard of this guy in my entire life, if I'm going to be honest with you. So maybe his content was good. I have no clue. He's not really. Oh, he's making investing crypto without losing his shirt. Oh, he's making crypto investment videos and everything? Okay, interesting.
Videos, man. He was making videos like how to dumbbell press like on the floor of your home and stuff. That's the kind of guy he was. Like this video title. Healthy meals for students and other busy people. 6-pack abs and gain muscle with good nutrition. 13 years ago. Fucking wholesome. So this was Scooby. My brother really liked him. Then I started watching him. There's a couple of other guys. I think Athlete X was around the scene as well. Yeah, this was like the golden era of like YouTube fitness. It's very shit now. Most fitness YouTubers are just fucking disgusting people just telling you to eat fucking Krispy Kreme donuts and stuff. But yeah, they were good people, man. I started watching them.
Who? I don't know. My question is who, right? So this is an interesting thing I've seen in like Hamza videos. He likes to do this a lot where he refers to like a random group of like them who say this and that thing but he'll never talk about who did what and who said what. He'll just be like, oh yeah, I got the info, and maybe some of these guys too, but they don't have it. Here's the thing. Here's the bad thing about most fitness YouTubers today is that they're on drugs. They're on like a copious amount of drugs. That's the problem with them today. It's not like they necessarily give you the worst advice in the sense of they'll tell you to eat donuts every day. I've never seen one that does that. But like a lot of them are just on a bunch of drugs. Or like pretending to be natural. They're like lying, or they're like, I'm on drugs. I'm on a bunch of drugs, right? And it's infectious because a lot of these guys have body dysmorphia.
Going to the gym, training, and I got more and more into the niche. My brother stayed there with like, oh yeah, just like eat protein and stuff, and he focused on other things. I got way more into the niche of like the aesthetic lifestyle, and I started watching like the OGs, Joe Delaney, Mo Samuels, and I fully ingrained my personality to be a guy who was going to the gym, getting more muscular, wanting to use that to get girls and to party and everything. Like those DGen days, but it was kind of nice when I was like 18 years old. So I've been working out now for many years, honestly, like about 8 years, 9 years. If you work out hard for like 9 years, you can be way bigger, way more muscular than me. Honestly, for the first like 5 years of my training, even though I was really into it, I just wasn't very disciplined. So I was just working out like a pussy. Like I'd get to like, for example, if I had, 10 reps, really did have 10 reps in the bank, I'd get to 6, fuel the burn and stuff, and I'd just put the weights down and just like go on my phone for a bit. So even though I really cared about the journey, I didn't have the discipline, and I was eating shit food, and my sleep was really bad. So obviously like I wasn't like, making as much progress as possible. But about 2 years ago, I just skyrocketed my discipline, really got shredded, doing gymnastic training, just eating clean as fuck, improving my sleep, and my physique changed so much in just the space of like 6 months. Like I've said this in just a recent video, I've created like a global...
Is he gonna get like the question and why it depends?
Life forever. If you're on this right now and you're wondering, okay, how long does it take to get jacked and without taking anything? It's hard to say because honestly, it changes very much between people. I have been totally a guy who says like, don't think about genetics and stuff, but at least for this, let's just talk, right? I'm not saying that you should be sat here and upset saying your genetics are bad, because either way, you're gonna get to the same point. But I have actually seen in my own eyes, some people who have got seemingly good genetics or testosterone, whatever it is, and they make progress incredibly fast. I'm talking literally 6 months of a guy with like pretty good genetics. He builds a more attractive physique than a guy who's put it in 3 years. I found
some of these transformations, like a 6 months transformation from like
he builds
this to this. Some of it is a little curious. I don't know who this guy is or anything, but body recomp is real. Why these guys obsess over testosterone? It's like the magical. It's like the magical drug. It's the magic hormone that can basically do everything. A lot of them think it's kind of like built in, like the testosterone. It's about being a man. It makes you do man things. Have you seen Jexblade? The only muscle guy on YouTube, mostly because he's a cool weeb. I have not heard of him before.
A more attractive physique than a guy who's put in race of like brown, Indian, Pakistan. We have like the worst muscle building genetics. Most guys who start with my sort of genetics and my heritage literally start skinny fat. I'd say by around 2 to 3 years, you should be that muscular guy. 2 to 3 years. If you're not seen as like the muscular guy, if you don't have like a good amount of muscle where like people are like, whoa, like, if you're like flexing, someone will be like, whoa, like, it means you've been doing something totally wrong. And you need to accept this. I found that bodybuilding is such a beautiful journey because if you've been bullshitting yourself, it will show. Now, fair enough, some people have got genetics and stuff, but your rate of muscle growth is your own personal journey. So you,
okay,
to me.
Oh my goodness, 7 minutes.
All right. Cutting too much, losing too much body weight, and like wanting to like, be in a calorie deficit, wanting to be lean. To begin with, you need to bulk. It's the whole point of like bodybuilding, of building muscle, is that you should bulk. You should eat more calories, good calories.
What was that brown skin thing? It comes down to like the sort of like Western beauty standards type thing. A lot of like specifically like East Asian guys, not East Asian, sorry. Well, some East Asian guys, as well as like Indian guys in that area of Asia and in the Middle East are kind of seen as like the least attractive type of guys. And everything, there's like a bunch of stereotypes about them as well, and so that can like that that's Southern Asia. Okay, so there are a lot of like they have a lot of baggage that comes with like growing up in the West and everything, especially when it comes to beauty standards. They get pretty shitted on. So I would imagine that's where that's coming from.
It's not bullshit, but like, you know, not fucking pancakes, but like fucking chicken and rice and stuff. You need to eat more calories of that to gain weight. You're probably not making muscle in a calorie deficit, honestly. Like pushing, progressive overload, getting an extra rep or an extra increase in weight is so difficult, even on a bulk, never mind on a calorie deficit. I wasted so many years of my life just trying to get like lean before I even had the muscle to, you know, really show it off. But actually, the worst mistake that I made, even just recently, even for the most of the last year, is such a silly one that no one really spoke about because all these dickhead fitness YouTubers have been doing it wrong. I was training like a weightlifter, like a powerlifter, instead of a bodybuilder. Every fitness YouTuber video you've seen says the same thing, don't they? Every single one of them just a fucking copy paste, don't they? Oh, heavy compound lifts. Bodybuilders don't do that shit, bro. All these dickhead fitness YouTubers telling you like heavy compound, oh, don't do isolation exercise. Why would you waste your time doing curls? Because you want to build biceps. Any guy who's telling you right now like, oh, don't do curls, just do pull-up. Oh, don't train you. Why would you just do isolation? Just do lots of bench press. Just do heavy bench press 5 times 5, bro. I know it seems silly. I know that every other YouTuber is going to disagree with me and you're probably thinking, wait, but more qualified, bigger guys than Hamza have been saying other things, so obviously they must be right, Hamza's wrong. You can take their advice, and if you see good progress, fine. But I'm telling you right now, what you want, if you watch this video, is hypertrophy. What you want is just muscle gain, right? Muscle gain is very little and just low ROI. If you're doing heavy sets of like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, even 8 reps. You know, you've always heard like the rep ranges, 1 to 5 is like strength and shit, 8 is hypertrophy, bro. I found
that's not true. So for hypertrophy, you want to be around the 6 to 15 range. That's for hypertrophy. Lower and for higher weight, that's typically for strength. I mean, I guess it depends on what you're looking for, right? If you want to be, well, a lot of people think and get the idea that when it comes to training for strength and training for hypertrophy, these are like they're like really two different things. They're way more similar than they are different. But if you like go really hard on one instead of the other, then yes, you can get some different results, right? So people like rock climbers are way more on the strength side than they are on the hypertrophy side because they want like as much strength as possible in as small of a form factor as possible. Same with like swimmers, right? And so these people will be incredibly strong and their muscles will be more dense, but they won't be very big, right? They won't be very big at all. And if that's what you're looking for, then okay, but that's like way more extreme than if you're like in the like 3 to 6 range when it comes to the type of sets that you're doing. And also, yeah, and you know, it just 10 or more can be great, right? So what is hypertrophy? Hypertrophy just means the size of your muscle, right? So strength means like the amount of force a muscle can produce, and then hypertrophy means how big the muscle is. You can have big muscles without being incredibly strong. And so those would be like bodybuilders. Your average bodybuilder isn't like incredibly strong, especially if they're preparing for a competition where they're like almost completely dehydrated and at like 5% body fat and everything. These people are like very weak, incredibly weak compared to like how you would imagine they would be when it comes to their size, right? But at the same time, like the strongest men in the world, they're pretty huge, right? They kind of have both. They have strength and they have hypertrophy. Like if you build strength, your muscles will grow, but there are things that you can do that will just make your muscles grow more than like the ratio to strength sometimes. So Shark, I've always learned that you're going to get more dense, smaller muscles from high rep exercises. That's actually the opposite. You're going to grow more like dense muscles when it comes to like the lower reps, right? So if you're in the business of doing like a 90% 1 rep max deadlifting, and then you do like 3 reps of that, and then you do like 2 or 3 sets of like 3 reps, it would be like that. If you want like bigger muscles, you'd be like doing lower weight, but for higher sets and everything. Strong people look like Larry 50 in the British pub. Like you gotta be fat if you want to be strong. I wouldn't necessarily say fat, but you gotta put some mass on you. That's true.
10 reps, 10 to like 15, 10 to 20 is the best range for building muscle because it's light enough that you really get the fucking good squeeze. If all these guys saying, oh yeah, do heavy squats, just do 5 times 5, do 3 rep squats, bro, you're not gonna build much muscle from that. It's entirely fatiguing.
You will build muscle from that.
You're more likely to get injuries, which if you've got good form, fine, you'll avoid. But like, you know, over an entire year of training, if you're lifting 3 reps or 5 reps, you probably are gonna get one kind of injury. If you're doing bodybuilder training, probably not. Like, you know, there's this culture online like, oh, you're not really training if you're not doing heavy weights. Tell those same fat powerlifters to do a 15 rep set of squats. Go on. If you think you're disciplined, bro, you think you're disciplined because you can lift heavy weights, you can do a 1 rep deadlift, bro. Doing a 1 rep isn't actually hard because you can just hit it. Do you know what I mean? You hit it or you don't.
Doing 1 rep isn't hard. Hitting your 1 rep max isn't hard, really? And like, what does he mean, like 1 rep? Does he mean his 1 rep max or just 1 rep? Like, pick up the damn bar. Like, I'm quite sure a lot of these guys can just pick up the bar. Your 1 rep max is not super easy. Okay. A lot of those really big powerlifters, they can do, if they pull it back to like 60% of their 1 rep max, they can do that. They can do the same as you. They're not unhealthy. They're big, they're not unhealthy people. Yeah, if it's not that hard, it's not your 1 rep. Yeah, it's just weird. If your 1 rep max, well, if it's not hard, like how in the world could it be your 1 rep max? Apparently you have more, right?
Don't hit it, it's simple, right? It's not actually that difficult. You know what's actually difficult? Go and do a 30 reps. If you want to train your discipline, go and do a 20 to 30 rep set of something. And now let's see how disciplined your mind actually is. Do 1 set of 30 reps of lateral raises of light weights till the point that you're fucking like weirdly fucking like shaking like this. And you'll realize that all those like heavyweight sets that you did were just fucking cool. If I could go back now, I'd tell younger Hamza, you're a bodybuilder, not a weightlifter. Do not watch any of these dickheads online that are telling you heavy compound lifts. I tell them lift with
also heavy compound lifts. So people do have an overemphasize heavy or just compound lifts, period. It doesn't even need to be like a heavy compound lifts, just compound lifts, period. People like, a lot of people do have like an overemphasize like heavy compound lifts, but they are important. Like they hit like some muscle groups that would take you forever to hit if you were doing like sets, if you were doing like a bunch of sets or something of isolation work. Come here. Come here. Oh. Hi. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it. Thank you, Boo.